Listen closely. Something is shifting. What was stolen is being returned. What was hidden in the dark is being dragged into the light. The very people who thought they could take what was rightfully yours and walk away without consequence are now watching their empires crumble. You may not see it yet, but I promise you, it is happening. God is moving, and when He moves, nothing that was built on deception can stand. Some of you have been in a season of waiting, a season of pain, watching injustice go unchecked, watching doors shut in your face while others walk through the very opportunities that were meant for you. You have worked hard, stayed faithful, done everything right, but it seemed like the ones who lied, cheated, and manipulated their way to the top were the ones winning. And you have asked God, how long? How long will they prosper while I suffer? How long will they get away with taking what was not theirs? I need you to hear me. That season is ending, because the God of justice does not sleep. The God who sees everything, even the things done in secret, is moving on behalf of His chosen ones. He has not forgotten you. He has not overlooked you, and He has not abandoned the inheritance He prepared for you. When God blesses someone, He does not bless them halfway. He does not make promises and then leave them unfulfilled. He is a God who restores completely. That means what was taken from you is not just coming back. It is coming back with interest. The tables are turning. The righteous are rising. The people who thought they could take what was yours without consequence are about to face the weight of divine justice. This is not just a message. It is a prophetic declaration over your life. If you have ever felt robbed, betrayed, cheated out of what was rightfully yours, this is for you. If you have ever watched others walk away with the opportunities, the positions, the blessings that you knew were meant for you, then get ready, because what was stolen is being returned. And listen to me. This is not just about money. This is about purpose. This is about calling. This is about the divine destiny that God has placed on your life that no man, no system, no enemy can ever take away. Your inheritance is more than wealth. It is your anointing, your influence, your authority in the kingdom of God. The moment you realize that, the moment you step into that truth, everything changes. So I need you to lean in. I need you to receive this in your spirit, because we are about to uncover exactly what has been stolen, how God is moving to restore it, and why the people who took what was not theirs are now watching everything slip through their fingers. The wicked thought they had won, but they forgot one thing. God always has the final say. Are you ready? Let's dive in. For too long, the enemy has operated through deception, taking what does not belong to him, snatching away the blessings, opportunities, and promises that God had set aside for His chosen ones. Many of you have felt it. You have worked hard. You have prayed. You have walked in obedience. Yet it seemed like the doors that were meant for you were opened for someone else. The promotion you deserved was given to another. The recognition you earned was stolen by someone who took shortcuts. The breakthrough you waited for was delayed while others advanced in dishonesty. Some of you have felt the weight of this injustice in your families. You were born into circumstances that robbed you of security, love, or stability. Some of you have felt it in your careers, where those with less integrity seemed to succeed while you struggled. Some of you have felt it in ministry, where you were overlooked, pushed aside, and silenced while others built platforms on falsehoods. This is not just coincidence. This is spiritual warfare. The enemy knows that when God's chosen ones step fully into their inheritance, when they take hold of the power and authority that rightfully belongs to them, strongholds are broken, chains are shattered, and the kingdom of God advances in ways that hell cannot withstand. That is why he has fought so hard to steal from you. That is why he has used people, systems, and circumstances to try to rob you of what was already yours. The Bible is filled with stories of stolen inheritance, moments where deception seemed to triumph. But God always had a plan for restoration. Think about Esau and Jacob. Esau was the rightful heir, but through a moment of weakness and manipulation, his birthright was stolen. He was tricked out of what was meant for him. Yet even in that, God's plan was unfolding. Look at Joseph. His own brothers, out of jealousy, took his coat, stripped him of his position, and sold him into slavery. They thought they had destroyed his destiny. They thought they had buried his calling. But what they did not realize was that the very thing they used to try and steal from him was the very thing God used to elevate him. Look at the Israelites in Egypt. For generations, their labor was stolen. Their freedom was taken. They were oppressed and forced to build the wealth of their oppressors. But when God delivered them, He did not just bring them out empty-handed. He made sure that they left with the wealth of Egypt. This is what God does. When the enemy steals, God restores. When the enemy tries to take what belongs to His children, He ensures that it is returned in greater measure. That is why you cannot lose hope. That is why you cannot believe the lie that this is how your story ends. The enemy may have taken something from you, but he does not have the power to keep it. Some of you have been looking at your life, wondering why things have been so difficult, why so many doors have been closed, why it seems like you have been fighting battle after battle. The reason is that the enemy saw your inheritance before you did. He saw the calling on your life before you fully understood it. And he knew that if he could steal from you, if he could discourage you, if he could make you believe that you were forgotten, then he could stop you from stepping into everything God has for you. But the enemy has underestimated the power of God's justice. He has underestimated the fact that what is stolen must be returned. He has underestimated that what he tried to take from you was never his to begin with. And now, what he meant for evil, God is turning for good. You may have lost time. You may have lost relationships. You may have lost opportunities. But hear me when I say this. Nothing stolen from a child of God is ever truly lost. God is not just bringing it back. He is bringing it back in greater measure. And those who thought they could take from you without consequence, those who built their success on deception, those who rose by stealing, manipulating, and oppressing, are now watching their own foundations crumble. Because when something is built on stolen ground, it cannot stand. The time of injustice is ending. The time of restoration is here. Get ready, because what was stolen is about to be returned. And this time, no one can take it from you. There comes a moment when God says, enough. A moment when He steps in and shifts the balance. A moment when the weight of His justice crashes down on everything that was built on deception, manipulation, and greed. That moment is now. The scales that once seemed tilted in favor of the wicked are being corrected. The foundations that once appeared unshakable are beginning to crack. Those who thought they could take from God's chosen ones without consequence are now standing on sinking ground, watching everything they built collapse beneath them. For too long, you have seen the unrighteous prosper. You have seen those who lied and deceived advance while you struggled. You have watched people take credit for your work, steal opportunities that were meant for you, walk away with what you labored for. But hear me when I say this. God has not been silent. God has not been still. He has been watching. He has been recording. And now He is moving. The word of God is clear. Proverbs 13:22 says, "The wealth of the wicked is stored up for the righteous." That means everything that was stolen, everything that was hoarded, everything that was taken by unjust hands is not lost. It is being transferred. It is being repositioned. The tables are turning. And the very ones who thought they could hoard what was meant for you are now finding themselves empty-handed. Look at Pharaoh. He enslaved God's people for generations, stealing their labor, robbing them of their freedom, crushing them under oppression. But when the time of deliverance came, God did not just set them free, He made sure that they left with the wealth of Egypt. What was taken in their years of suffering was repaid in a single moment. Look at Haman in the book of Esther. He built gallows for Mordecai, fully expecting to watch him fall. He manipulated, deceived, and positioned himself in a place of power, believing that his plans would succeed. But when God's justice unfolded, Haman was the one who fell into the trap he had set for someone else. This is the pattern of divine justice. What was stolen must be returned. What was taken must be repaid. Those who built their success on falsehoods will fall by the very same means they used to rise. That is why you must not be discouraged by what you see now. If it looks like the wicked are still thriving, if it seems like justice is delayed, understand this. God is not slow. He is strategic. He is allowing them to build higher so that when they fall, there will be no doubt that it was His hand at work. Some of you are on the verge of stepping into the greatest turnaround of your life. The very things that were used to keep you down are about to launch you forward. The very people who worked against you are about to witness your elevation. The rejection that once broke you is about to be the very thing that positions you for a greater blessing. What was meant for evil, God is turning for good. Psalm 37:7 says, "Be still before the Lord and wait patiently for Him." Do not fret when people succeed in their ways, when they carry out their wicked schemes. Why? Because their success is temporary. Their schemes have an expiration date. The moment God steps in, everything changes. You do not have to fight for what is already yours. You do not have to strive for what God has already written in your destiny. Your inheritance, your purpose, your calling, it is being returned to you. Those who thought they had won, those who believed they could take what was yours and keep it forever, are now learning the hard way that no one steals from God's chosen and gets away with it. The shaking has begun. The justice of God is unfolding before our very eyes, and as it happens, you must be ready, because when He restores, He does not bring back just a portion. He brings back abundance. What was stolen will be multiplied. What was lost will be returned in greater measure. And the ones who thought they had the final word will soon realize that God always writes the last chapter. This is your turning point. Your days of waiting, of suffering, of injustice are ending. The King is moving. And when He moves, everything shifts. Get ready, because restoration is coming. And this time, no one will be able to take it from you. Now is the time of restoration. Now is the time of divine repayment. What was stolen is not just being returned, it is coming back in overflowing measure. The enemy thought he could take from you without consequence. But he has forgotten a simple truth. God does not just restore, He rewards. He does not just repay, He increases. He does not just bring justice, He brings recompense. The years you lost, God is restoring them. The opportunities that passed you by, God is bringing them back in greater form. The relationships that were broken, the dreams that were delayed, the moments you thought were gone forever, they are not lost. They are being resurrected. The Bible is filled with promises of divine recompense. Joel 2:25 says, "I will restore to you the years that the locusts have eaten." God is not just restoring money, position, or influence. He is restoring time. Time that the enemy thought he had stolen from you. Time that you thought was wasted. Time that you believed you would never get back. God is giving it back, and He is making up for everything you endured. Isaiah 61:7 declares, "Instead of your shame, you will receive a double portion, and instead of disgrace, you will rejoice in your inheritance. And so you will inherit a double portion in your land, and everlasting joy will be yours." Did you catch that? A double portion. What was taken will not just be returned. It will be multiplied. Look at Job. He lost everything. His family, his wealth, his health. He was left with nothing but grief and ashes. But when God stepped in, He did not just bring Job back to where he was before. He doubled it. Job 40:10 says, "The Lord restored his fortunes and gave him twice as much as he had before." That is the God we serve, a God who rewards faithfulness with abundance. So do not think for a second that everything you have been through was in vain. Do not believe the lie that your suffering had no purpose. Every tear, every trial, every moment of endurance was preparing you for a greater blessing. God is a just God, and He is a God of divine repayment. He does not let His children suffer without recompense. He makes the enemy regret ever coming against them. Some of you are about to walk into a season where things start happening suddenly. Suddenly, the doors that were locked will swing open. Suddenly, the people who overlooked you will have no choice but to acknowledge you. Suddenly, the favor that seemed so far away will be resting heavily on your life. The delay is over. The waiting is over. What is yours is coming to you. And nothing and no one can stop it. And this is not just about material things. This is about spiritual inheritance. The anointing on your life is increasing. Your influence is growing. Your authority in the kingdom is expanding. What the enemy tried to take from you, God is now using as the very foundation for your promotion. So stand firm. Do not waver. Do not let fear convince you that nothing is changing. The shifting has already begun. The transfer is already in motion. The enemy's grip has been broken. And what belongs to you is on its way back to you right now. Psalm 126:5-6 says, "Those who sow with tares will reap with songs of joy. Those who go out weeping, carrying seed to sow, will return with songs of joy, carrying sheaves with them. Your season of sorrow is ending. Your season of joy is beginning. Your hands will not be empty. Your life will not remain in lack. What is coming to you is beyond what you could ask, think, or imagine. God is not just repaying you. He is positioning you for even greater things. The ones who took from you will be forced to watch as you rise. The people who thought they had destroyed you will have no choice but to witness your restoration. And when they ask how it happened, all you will be able to say is, "The Lord has done this, and it is marvelous in my eyes. This is your time. This is your recompense. Get ready, because God is moving, and nothing can stop the blessing that is headed your way." Listen closely. The blessing is coming. The recompense is near. The doors that were once closed are opening, and the tables are turning in your favor. But before you step into this new season, before you receive the restoration that God has prepared for you, there is a warning you must heed. Stay in alignment with God. When God begins to elevate you, when He restores what was stolen, when He pours out blessings in ways you never imagined, there will be temptations to drift away. Some people, after receiving their breakthrough, forget the one who gave it to them. They get comfortable. They allow pride to take root. They stop seeking God with the same desperation they had in the wilderness. But let me tell you something. The very thing that brings elevation can become the thing that causes a downfall if you are not careful. The Bible is filled with examples of people who started strong with God. But when the blessings came, when the victory was won, they lost sight of the one who gave it to them. Look at King Saul. He was chosen, anointed, favored, but when success came, he became prideful. He started making decisions outside of God's will. And in the end, he lost everything. Look at Solomon. He was given wisdom beyond measure. He had wealth, power, influence, yet, over time, he allowed the distractions of the world to pull him away from God. He compromised. He aligned himself with things that God had warned against. And because of that, his kingdom was divided. Do not let that be your story. The blessings that are coming your way are not just for your comfort. They are for God's glory. The wealth, the influence, the opportunities, they are tools for the kingdom. They are meant to be used for His purpose, not just for personal gain. Deuteronomy 8:18 reminds us, "Remember the Lord your God, for it is He who gives you the ability to produce wealth when your breakthrough comes." Stay humble when the tables turn in your favor. Stay faithful when God exalts you in front of those who once opposed you. Do not let pride take root. The enemy is always looking for a way to pull you out of alignment. And one of the greatest traps is success without surrender. This is why God allows the wilderness before the promise. He refines you in the struggle, so that when the blessing comes, you will know how to handle it. He strips away pride, entitlement, and self-reliance so that when the doors open, you will walk through them with wisdom, humility, and a heart fully submitted to Him. Some of you have been in a long season of waiting. You have been faithful, even when it was hard. You have kept praying, even when there was no answer. You have remained steadfast, even when everything around you said to give up. That is why God is about to move in a mighty way in your life. But hear this, do not let the promise pull you away from the promiser. God is bringing you into a season of abundance, but with that abundance comes responsibility. With that influence comes accountability. Do not allow what is meant to be a blessing to become a burden because you mishandled it. Stay rooted in His Word. Keep seeking Him. Keep your heart pure. Do not compromise. Do not forget. Matthew 6:33 says, "Seek first the kingdom of God and His righteousness, and all these things will be added to you." That is the key. If you keep God first, the blessings will not just come. They will stay. If you remain aligned with His will, no force in hell can take what He has given you. This is your warning, but it is also your encouragement. God is not just restoring, He is entrusting. He is putting something in your hands that will not only change your life, but will impact generations to come. Do not mishandle it. Do not forget where it came from. Do not let success pull you away from the one who gave it to you. Stay in alignment. Stay humble. Stay obedient. And watch how God takes you from restoration to a legacy that will never be shaken. Now is the time. Not tomorrow. Not next year. Not when you feel more ready. Now, everything that has been stolen, everything that has been delayed, everything that the enemy tried to keep from you, God is releasing it. But listen carefully, you must step into it. You cannot sit back and wait for it to just fall into your lap. You cannot hesitate when God says, "Move." The inheritance is yours, but you must take possession of it. Think about the Israelites. God promised them the land, but they still had to go in and fight for it. They had to walk into the territory, trust God for victory, and claim what was already written in their destiny. The same is true for you. The promise is secured, but your obedience determines how you step into it. So what does this mean for you right now? It means action. No more doubting if you are worthy. No more questioning if the promise is really for you. No more letting fear paralyze you. It is time to move. 1. Renew your mindset first. You must shift your thinking. You are not a victim. You are not forgotten. You are not disqualified. The enemy has tried to convince you that you are too broken, too late, too insignificant to receive what God has for you. But that is a lie. Romans 8:17 says, "Now if we are children, then we are heirs, heirs of God and co-heirs with Christ." Do you understand what that means? You are royalty in the kingdom of God. Your inheritance is not based on your past. It is not based on what people think about you. It is based on what God has already spoken over you. 2. Walk in boldness. This is not the time to be timid. This is not the time to shrink back. It is time to step into your authority. God is opening doors, but you must have the courage to walk through them. He is placing opportunities in front of you, but you must say yes. 2 Timothy 1:7 reminds us, "For God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind." Do not let fear rob you of what is yours. Stand up, step forward, move boldly. 3. Align your actions with God's plan. You cannot claim the promise while walking outside of God's will. Obedience is the key to unlocking the fullness of your inheritance. If God says, let go of that toxic relationship, let go. If He says, step into that new opportunity, step in. If He says, trust me even when you cannot see the way, trust Him. The Israelites who doubted God's promise wandered in the wilderness for 40 years. But those who believed saw the land. Your faith and your obedience determine how quickly you step into what God has for you. 4. Declare and possess. There is power in your words. Stop speaking doubt. Stop speaking defeat. Start speaking life over your future. Proverbs 18:21 says, the tongue has the power of life and death. Speak as if the promise is already yours. Pray like it is already done. Walk like you have already received it. Because in the Spirit, it is already finished. 5. Stay focused on God. The blessings are coming. But remember this, they are not the goal. God is. The inheritance is not just about what you can receive. It is about how you can be used for His glory. When God restores you, blesses you, and elevates you, stay anchored in Him. Do not let the promise pull you away from the promiser. Keep seeking Him. Keep worshiping. Keep staying in alignment, and He will continue to increase you beyond what you could ever imagine. This is your moment. You have waited. You have endured. You have been faithful through the storm. Now, it is time to rise. The inheritance is being released. The enemy is losing his grip, and God is saying, step into what is yours. No more hesitation. No more waiting. No more fear. The kingdom is advancing, and you are a part of it. Step into your calling. Walk in your authority. Receive your inheritance, and watch as God does exceedingly, abundantly, above all you could ask or think. The time is now. Step in. This is your moment. This is the season where everything changes. What was stolen is being returned. What was delayed is now being released. And what was meant for harm is turning into your testimony. You have been through the fire, but you are coming out refined. You have faced battles, but you are stepping into victory. You have endured loss, but now you are walking into abundance. The enemy thought he had you. He thought the setbacks, the disappointments, the betrayals would break you. He thought the long nights of doubt and the seasons of waiting would cause you to give up. But he was wrong, because here you are, still standing, still believing, still trusting in the God who never fails. And because you did not quit, because you did not let go, because you held on to faith when everything around you told you to give up. Now, you will see the hand of God move like never before. The inheritance is yours. The promise is secure. But remember, this is not just about what you gain. It is about who you become. God is not just restoring things to you. He is elevating you. He is increasing your wisdom, expanding your influence, and positioning you for greater things than you ever imagined. This is about kingdom purpose. This is about your legacy. This is about walking in the fullness of who God created you to be. So as you step into this new season, stay humble, stay faithful, stay aligned with God. Do not let the blessings pull you away from the one who gave them to you. Do not let fear hold you back from claiming what is yours. This is your inheritance. This is your destiny. This is your time. The battle is over. The victory is won. Now, step forward and take possession of everything God has prepared for you. If this message spoke to you, if you feel like God is confirming something in your spirit right now, let me know in the comments. Tell me what you are believing God for in this season. And if this blessed you, make sure to give this video a thumbs up so that more people can hear this message. Share this with someone who needs encouragement today. Do not keep this word to yourself. Spread the blessing. And if you have not subscribed yet, make sure you do, because we are just getting started. Greater things are coming. Stay blessed, stay strong, and remember, your inheritance is on the way. There are moments in life that feel like ordinary days until you realize they were divinely orchestrated all along. March 14th is not just another date on the calendar. It is a spiritual marker, a turning point, a moment in time designed by God specifically for His chosen ones. If you have been feeling restless, sensing a shift in the atmosphere, or experiencing unusual signs around you, understand this: you are being prepared for something greater. Think back over your life. The struggles, the setbacks, the battles, were they random? Or have they been shaping you, refining you, breaking you free from limitations, and preparing you for something extraordinary? Nothing you've endured has been in vain. God's timing is perfect, and when He calls His chosen ones into a new season, He does so with precision. March 14th is one of those moments for many of you. This past season has been one of deep isolation, confusion, and spiritual warfare. You've felt unseen, unappreciated, misunderstood. Doors that should have opened stayed shut. Plans that seemed certain fell apart. But what if I told you that this was never a delay, but rather a setup? What if I told you that everything has been aligning for something greater than you ever imagined? The truth is, when God is about to elevate you, there is always a final test. Right before a breakthrough, the enemy tries his hardest to distract you, discourage you, and make you doubt. Have you noticed an increase in spiritual attacks lately? Have you felt an overwhelming sense of exhaustion, as if you're fighting a battle you can't see? That is because you are standing at the threshold of a divine shift. This message is not for everyone, but if your spirit is resonating with these words, then this message is for you. March 14th is not just another day, it is a prophetic moment, a divine reset, a call to step fully into your purpose. God has been speaking, revealing, and preparing, and now He is calling you to be ready. So, what exactly is happening on this day? Why is it so significant? And how do you prepare yourself for what's coming? Stay with me, because by the end of this message, you will not only understand the importance of March 14th, you will know exactly what to do next. There are moments in history when the spiritual realm collides with the physical world. Moments that are predestined, sacred, and unshakable. These moments are not random, they are written into the very fabric of time, waiting for the appointed hour to be revealed. March 14th is one of those moments. If you are here listening to this, understand this truth: you are not here by chance. You did not stumble upon this message randomly. Your spirit has been guided to this moment because you are meant to hear this. You are meant to know that something profound is about to unfold in your life. The shift is coming. The breakthrough is near. And March 14th will be a spiritual marker, a divine checkpoint, a day when the heavens open and something powerful is set in motion. But what is it about this day? Why is it significant? Why is your spirit sensing this call so deeply? The power of the number 14, a number of deliverance. In the language of the divine, numbers are more than just numbers. They carry meaning. They carry messages. And the number 14 is a number of deliverance, breakthrough, and divine alignment. Let's go to Scripture. The Israelites were freed from slavery on the 14th day of the first month Passover, a moment of divine liberation and supernatural intervention. Jesus, the ultimate sacrifice, was crucified on the 14th day of Nisan, fulfilling God's perfect plan for redemption. In the genealogy of Christ, there are 3 sets of 14 generations leading up to Him, representing divine order and completion. 14 signifies the end of bondage. It marks the closing of one season and the opening of another. It is the moment when captivity is broken and a new chapter begins. So what does this mean for you? It means that March 14th is not just another day on the calendar. It is a divine marker. It is a moment in time when God is shifting something in the spiritual realm that will soon manifest in the physical. Why you have been feeling this shift? Many of you have been sensing something stirring in your soul. You may have been feeling restless, like something big is about to happen, but you can't quite put your finger on it. You might have been seeing signs, repeating numbers, vivid dreams, synchronicities that seem too perfect to be coincidence. You may have noticed that the battles in your life have intensified recently, that the weight on your spirit has been heavier than usual. That is not your imagination. That is the Holy Spirit awakening you to what is coming. For months, maybe even years, you have been walking through a season of waiting, a season of refinement, a season of testing. You have been crying out to God, asking, "When, Lord, when will the breakthrough come? When will the promise be fulfilled? When will I finally step into the destiny you have prepared for me?" And now, the answer is unfolding. March 14th is a turning point. It is the day when the old chains start to break, when the hidden doors begin to open, when the plans that have been delayed finally start to accelerate. God has been working behind the scenes, aligning everything in your favor. The setbacks, the disappointments, the closed doors, they were all part of the preparation. Because when God releases something, it is always in His perfect time. And now, that time is near. The enemy knows what's coming. That's why the attacks have increased. If you have been experiencing intense spiritual warfare lately, it is because the enemy knows what's coming. He sees the anointing on your life. He knows that March 14th is a moment of divine release, a day when things shift in your favor. And he is doing everything he can to distract you, to discourage you, to make you doubt your purpose. That unexpected conflict that came out of nowhere, that wave of doubt that suddenly hit your mind, that weariness, that exhaustion, that sudden feeling of giving up. It's all spiritual. It's all part of the enemy's strategy to keep you from stepping into your breakthrough. Because he knows once you cross this threshold, once you step into what God has been preparing for you, he has no more power over you. That is why you must stand firm. That is why you cannot afford to give up now. Because just when the battle is at its worst, the breakthrough is the closest. What to expect on March 14th? March 14th is a day of revelation, a day of clarity, a day when things that have been hidden begin to be revealed. If you have been waiting for answers, expect them. If you have been praying for a sign, watch for it. Pay attention to what happens on this day because God is speaking. This is not just about physical blessings. This is about spiritual elevation. This is about being positioned for your next assignment. This is about stepping fully into your divine calling. You are not who you used to be. The trials have transformed you. The waiting has refined you. The fire has purified you. And now, God is calling you forward. Prepare yourself for the shift. March 14th will be different for each of us. Some will experience breakthroughs in their finances. Some will receive clarity about their purpose. Some will have deep spiritual revelations that change everything. But one thing is certain, it will be a day of significance. So prepare yourself, spend time in prayer, seek God's presence, stay focused, and do not let distractions pull you away from your spiritual alignment. Because when the appointed time comes, you want to be ready. You have come too far to turn back now. This is the moment you have been waiting for. Stay faithful, stay obedient, and watch as God moves in ways beyond anything you could ever imagine. March 14th, it is coming. Will you be ready? When God is about to move in a powerful way, He always sends signs. He never leaves His chosen ones in the dark. If March 14th is truly a divine marker for your life, there will be evidence in the spirit and in the physical realm. You may have already started noticing some of these signs without even realizing their significance. These are confirmations from God that you are about to step into something greater. So pay close attention if any of these resonate with you. It's a clear sign that your breakthrough is closer than you think. 1. You feel an unshakable restlessness. Lately, have you felt uneasy, unsettled, or like something is shifting deep inside you? It's almost as if you can't explain it, but you know that things are about to change. This is spiritual sensitivity. Your spirit knows what your mind cannot yet comprehend. Before God shifts your external reality, He first stirs something within you. This restlessness is not a sign of something being wrong, it's a sign that you are being positioned for something new. It's the same feeling that comes before a major breakthrough, before a promotion, before a new season. Your soul is preparing itself for what is coming. You are about to step into divine alignment. 2. Unexpected warfare and opposition. Many people misunderstand spiritual warfare. They think attacks mean they are doing something wrong. But in reality, attacks come when you are closest to your destiny. Think about it. If you were walking in the wrong direction, the enemy wouldn't bother with you. But because you are on the path to something powerful, he is trying to stop you. Maybe you've had people suddenly turn against you. Maybe you've experienced financial struggles out of nowhere. Maybe you've been feeling overwhelmed, anxious, or mentally drained. These are not coincidences. The enemy can sense what is coming, and he is doing everything he can to make you doubt yourself, to make you give up before you reach your breakthrough. But here's the good news. Attacks are proof that you are on the right path. They are a sign that something major is about to be released in your life. 3. Divine separation. Certain people are leaving your life. One of the biggest indicators that you are stepping into a new season is that certain people will start to disappear. When God elevates you, He does not allow everyone to go with you. Some people were part of your past season, but they are not meant to be in your future. Maybe a relationship suddenly ended. Maybe a friendship faded away. Maybe you were removed from a certain group or situation. It may feel painful, but God is protecting you. Some people cannot handle the level you are about to walk into. Some people would bring distraction, discouragement, or even betrayal. So God is clearing the path for you. Instead of resisting this change, embrace it. Trust that God is making room for the right people to enter your life, people who will support your purpose, not hinder it. 4. Repeating numbers and signs in the natural. Has God been showing you the same numbers over and over again? Maybe you keep seeing 111, 444, 555, or 1414 everywhere you look. Numbers are one of the ways God speaks. Each number carries spiritual significance. 111, a reminder that God is bringing new beginnings into your life. 444, confirmation that angels are surrounding you, protecting your path. 555, a signal that major change is coming, be prepared. 1414, a powerful reminder of deliverance and divine completion. Beyond numbers, God will also use signs in nature to confirm His message to you. A certain song may play at the perfect moment. A stranger may say something that directly answers your prayer. God is always speaking, you just need to be listening. 5. Unusual favor and open doors. Have you noticed that things are suddenly working in your favor? Maybe you received an unexpected opportunity. Maybe a financial blessing came out of nowhere. Maybe something you prayed for is finally starting to manifest. This is not random. When God is about to elevate you, He starts opening doors that no man can shut. He aligns circumstances in ways you could never plan on your own. If you have been seeing divine favor, take it as confirmation. God is preparing to take you higher. What should you do now? If you have been experiencing any of these signs, you need to get ready. March 14th is not just another day, it is a spiritual checkpoint. Spend more time in prayer and fasting. Cut out distractions that are pulling you away from your purpose. Stay focused and expectant because God is about to move in a way that will shock you. The next part of this message will go even deeper. Stay tuned, because what I'm about to reveal will change the way you see everything. Every day has significance, but March 14th is more than just another day on the calendar. It holds a deeper, prophetic meaning for those who are spiritually aware. If you are feeling drawn to this date, it's not a coincidence, it's a divine message. Throughout history, specific dates have carried spiritual weight. Certain times are appointed by God for breakthroughs, revelations, and shifts in destiny. And for God's chosen ones, March 14th is one of those moments. But why? What is it about this date that makes it so powerful? Let's break it down spiritually and biblically. 1. The biblical connection, numbers that speak. In the Bible, numbers carry deep symbolic meaning. They are not just random, they are God's way of speaking through patterns. March 14th can be seen as 3/14, and when we look at the number 314 biblically, we find something incredible. 314 connects to Genesis 3:14, where God speaks directly to the serpent after the fall of man. Because you have done this, you are cursed above all livestock and all wild animals. You will crawl on your belly and eat dust all the days of your life. This verse signifies the defeat of the enemy. It represents a turning point where deception is exposed and God's judgment is set in motion. Could it be that March 14th is a moment when hidden enemies in your life will be exposed, when the plans of darkness will be brought to light? Now, let's go even deeper. In the book of Esther, the 14th day of the biblical calendar, Adar 14, marks Purim, a day of victory when God's people were saved from destruction. The number 314 is also connected to Pi Pi, the mathematical symbol of infinite wisdom and divine order. Could this mean that on March 14th, God is setting things into divine alignment in your life? That what seemed chaotic will suddenly start to make sense. 2. The shift in the spirit, a divine appointment. Many chosen ones have felt a strange anticipation leading up to this date, a feeling that something big is about to happen. This is because March 14th is not just a day, it is a prophetic marker. It is a checkpoint in the spirit, a moment where a new door is about to open. If you have been waiting for a financial breakthrough, a spiritual awakening, a restoration of relationships, a confirmation of your purpose, then this date could be the moment when God releases what has been held back. 3. Signs that this date is meant for you. If you're wondering whether March 14th carries special meaning for you personally, look at the signs in your life right now. You've been seeing 314 on clocks, receipts, or random places. Your spirit feels a sense of urgency or excitement without knowing why. You've had recent dreams or visions about new beginnings. You've been feeling spiritual warfare intensify. These are all signs that something is shifting in your favor. God is setting things in motion, and you are about to step into your next season. What should you do on March 14th? This is not just a day to watch pass by, it's a day to be spiritually active and intentional. Here's what you should do. Pray and seek confirmation. Ask God to reveal what this day means for you personally. Fast if you feel led to. Fasting is a way to align yourself with God's will and prepare for what's coming. Watch for divine signs. Pay attention to what happens around this time, because God may be sending messages through events, people, or even numbers. Make a bold move. If you've been feeling led to take a certain step, apply for something. Start something new. Cut ties with someone toxic. March 14th may be the perfect time to do it. March 14th is not just a date, it's a prophetic shift. And if you are tuned in spiritually, you won't miss what God has planned for you. Stay alert, stay expectant, and get ready for what's coming next. March 14th is not just a date, it is a divine marker in time, signaling that everything in your life is about to change. But the question is, are you ready for what comes next? Many chosen ones mistakenly believe that once a breakthrough moment happens, everything will magically fall into place without effort. But the truth is, this is only the beginning. What happens after March 14th will determine whether you step fully into your destiny or fall back into old patterns. If you are truly ready for this next level, here's what you need to know. 1. The unveiling of your new path. After March 14th, your spiritual eyes will be opened. Things that once confused you will suddenly start making sense. You will begin to understand why certain experiences happened, why certain people left, and why you had to go through every trial up until this point. Pay attention to these signs, a deep inner knowing that you have shifted into a new chapter. Sudden Insights and revelations about your purpose, new opportunities presenting themselves effortlessly. A strong pull towards a new direction. This is what happens when God gives you clarity. The fog that once clouded your vision is lifting, and you are now being shown the next steps on your divine path. But remember, you must take action. A new door can be opened for you, but you must walk through it. 2. The test before the blessing. Every breakthrough comes with a test. This is where many chosen ones fall. The enemy does not want you to step into your blessings. The moment you get close to receiving what is yours, you will notice old fears and doubts creeping back in, people from your past suddenly reaching out. Distractions trying to pull you away from your mission, a feeling of spiritual warfare intensifying. This is not a coincidence. It is a final attempt to block you from fully stepping into your new season. This is why March 14th is so important. It is not just about receiving, it is about showing that you are ready. Do not be afraid or discouraged, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. Joshua 1-9. If you stand firm in faith, you will see the enemy's attacks crumble. Nothing can stop what God has planned for you. 3. The acceleration of blessings. Once you pass the test, things will start happening fast. God has already prepared everything for you, but He was waiting to see if you were truly ready to receive. After March 14th, you may notice doors opening effortlessly where there were once roadblocks, financial breakthroughs. Coming from unexpected places, divine connections with people who are meant to help you a new level of confidence and spiritual power. This is what it looks like when you are fully aligned with your destiny. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. Jeremiah 29:11. The energy around you will shift. Everything that was delayed will now move quickly. But here is the key: you must be ready to step into your blessings without fear. 4. Your responsibility as a chosen one. Being chosen is not just about receiving blessings. It is about being a light for others. After March 14th, God will be calling you to use your gifts, your voice, and your experiences to help others. This means sharing your testimony. Someone needs to hear what you have been through. Walking in faith and confidence. No more playing small. Continuing to grow spiritually. The journey does not stop here. Being obedient to God's instructions. Do not ignore what He is guiding you to do. March 14th is not an ending. It is a new beginning. You are the light of the world. A city set on a hill cannot be hidden. Matthew 5:14. Your story is only getting started. Are you ready to walk in your divine calling? March 14th is not just another day on the calendar. It is a divine appointment, a moment of spiritual alignment where everything changes. You have felt the shifts, sensed the energy, and now you stand on the edge of your breakthrough. This journey has not been easy. You have walked through fire, faced betrayal, endured seasons of waiting, and questioned why certain things happened the way they did. But now, everything will make sense. God has been preparing you. He has been strengthening you, refining you, and setting the stage for this very moment. Now, the time has come for you to step into the fullness of who you were always meant to be. What happens next? After March 14th, you will begin to see divine confirmations, signs, and synchronicities will affirm that you are on the right path. Unstoppable momentum. The delays and blockages will be lifted. Elevation and promotion. New doors will open that no man can shut. Spiritual protection and favor. The attacks against you will be powerless in the presence of God's anointing. But here is the key: do not shrink back. For God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. To Timothy 1:7. You were chosen for a reason. The struggles you faced were not to break you, but to prepare you. Every tear, every hardship, every moment of doubt, it all served a purpose. Now, your victory is here. Final words of encouragement. You are stepping into a new chapter, one filled with abundance, clarity, and divine purpose. Trust in what God is doing. Walk forward with boldness and confidence. The Lord will fight for you. You need only to be still. Exodus 14:14. Everything you have prayed for is already yours. This is your time. Your breakthrough is here. If this message resonates with you, let me know in the comments. What are you expecting after March 14th? Let's stand in faith together because your time has come. There's something they never wanted you to know. A truth so powerful, so life-changing, that the very moment you hear it, everything shifts. Your mind shifts, your spirit shifts, your entire reality begins to change, and that's what terrifies them. Because the moment you wake up to this truth, their control over you shatters, their lies lose power, their grip on your destiny crumbles. You see, this world is not what it seems. There's a war happening all around you, not just in the physical, but in the spiritual. And whether you realize it or not, you have been at the center of this battle from the very beginning. From the moment you took your first breath, forces have been working against you, trying to silence you, trying to weaken you, trying to keep you from discovering the truth about who you really are. They don't want you to hear this message because they know once you do, you can never go back to the way things were. They have been manipulating reality, shaping your thoughts, and keeping you distracted. They fed you lies through society, through the media, through people who were supposed to guide you, but were just as blind as everyone else. They made sure you were surrounded by negativity, by fear, by doubt. They planted thoughts in your mind that made you question your worth, made you feel small, made you think that your struggles were proof that you were forgotten. But what if I told you the exact opposite was true? What if I told you that the reason you've faced so much resistance in life isn't because you were weak, but because you were powerful? You are chosen, and they have always known it. That is why they targeted you. That is why you felt like an outsider, like you didn't fit in, like you were constantly being held back while others seemed to move forward so easily. It wasn't because you weren't good enough. It wasn't because you were unlucky. It was because they saw something in you before you even saw it in yourself. They knew you carried a light inside you, and they have been trying to put it out ever since. But here's what they never expected. They thought the pain would break you. They thought the delays would make you give up. They thought the betrayals would cause you to turn against yourself. But instead, everything they threw at you only made you stronger. You are still here. You are still standing. And now, you are awakening. And that is what terrifies them the most. Because once you open your eyes, you will start to see the patterns. You will start to recognize the deception. You will realize that the very things meant to destroy you were actually preparing you. And when you step into your true power, everything changes. The enemy's grip on you weakens. The illusions begin to fall away, and suddenly, you understand you were never meant to live in chains. That is why they fought so hard to keep this message from you. That is why they made sure you were surrounded by people who doubted you, by systems designed to drain you, by situations meant to break you. They wanted you lost, discouraged, exhausted, because if you never found out the truth, they could continue to control you. But now, that control is slipping away, because here you are, and here it is, the truth they never wanted you to hear. The question is, what will you do with it? This battle didn't start today. It didn't start when you first faced rejection, when you first felt lost, when you first questioned your purpose. No, this battle began long before you were even aware of it. The forces working against you have been operating in the shadows, weaving a web of deception so intricate that most people never even realize they're trapped. But you were never meant to be like everyone else. You were never meant to stay blind. And that's exactly why they fought so hard to keep you from seeing the truth. They knew from the very beginning that you were different, that you carried something special, that your destiny was greater than the average person. So they set traps, silent, invisible traps designed to keep you weak, small, and distracted. They didn't come after you with obvious attacks. No, that would have been too easy to resist. Instead, they worked through the people around you, through the systems you trusted, through the very world you were born into. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Hosea 4:2-6, that's the foundation of their strategy. If you don't know who you are, if you don't know the power inside you, you can never claim it. So they buried the truth. They made sure you were raised in a world that constantly told you what you couldn't do, instead of what you were created to do. They planted doubt in your mind from an early age, using people you trusted, teachers, parents, friends, people who unknowingly passed down the same lies they were told. You have to be realistic. You're not special. Not everyone is meant for greatness. Over time, these words became the bars of an invisible prison. But that wasn't enough. They needed to make sure you stayed asleep. So they flooded your life with distractions. Look around you. Everything in this world is designed to keep you occupied, to keep you chasing things that do not serve you. Entertainment, social media, meaningless drama, temporary pleasures, all of it carefully designed to keep you from ever asking the one question that could set you free. Who am I really? Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Romans 12:2, that's the key. That's what they never wanted you to do. Because the moment you change your mindset, the moment you stop following the crowd and start seeking the truth, the illusion begins to fall apart. And when distractions weren't enough, they sent obstacles. They made you feel like every time you tried to rise, something pulled you back down. They sent toxic people into your life, people who drained you, people who betrayed you, people who made you question your own worth. They placed roadblocks in your path, financial struggles, unexpected losses, moments of deep pain, hoping that the weight of it all would break you. They used relationships to keep you entangled, cycles of heartbreak to keep you emotionally drained, and environments of negativity to keep you doubting yourself. They made sure you were surrounded by people who could not see your vision, people who belittled your dreams, people who projected their own fears onto you. They made sure you were influenced by a system designed to keep you in debt, to keep you overworked, to keep you exhausted, so that you never had the energy to step into your true purpose. The thief comes only to steal and kill and destroy. I have come that they may have life, and have it to the full. John 10:10, that's what you were meant for, a life of abundance, of power, of divine purpose. But the enemy's greatest weapon is deception. If he can convince you that you are powerless, then you will never fight back. If he can make you believe that your pain is proof of your failure, then you will never realize that your pain was actually preparing you for something greater. Because the truth is, they were never afraid of your past. They were afraid of your future. They saw what you would become if you ever broke free from the lies. They knew that if you ever realized how powerful you truly are, their entire system would collapse. And so, they did everything they could to make sure you stayed distracted, drained, and defeated. They wanted you to believe that your struggles were random, that your pain had no purpose, that you were just another ordinary soul trying to survive in a world that was never meant for you. But that was the biggest lie of all, because nothing about you is ordinary. Nothing about your life is random. The attacks, the setbacks, the challenges, they weren't proof that you were forgotten. They were proof that you were chosen. They even made sure to distort spirituality, turning people away from truth and into confusion. They promoted false doctrines, twisting what was once pure into something corrupt. They replaced faith with fear, hope with doubt, truth with deception. They convinced millions to reject their calling, to walk away from purpose, to live in cycles of mediocrity instead of stepping into greatness. For many are called, but few are chosen. Matthew 20-14. And you are one of the few. That is why the battle has been so intense. That is why you have felt so much resistance. Because you are dangerous to the forces that seek to keep people enslaved. They wanted you to stay asleep because the moment you wake up, you become a light in the darkness. You become the evidence that others need to see to wake up themselves. You become a living testimony that no matter how hard the enemy tries to steal your destiny, God's purpose will always prevail. And now, the time has come for you to break free, to wake up, to reclaim everything that was stolen from you. But first, you must recognize the battle for what it is. You must see through the illusion. You must understand that everything they did to keep you blind was because they knew the moment you opened your eyes, they would lose all power over you. And now, you are beginning to see. The question is, what will you do with this vision? For so long, they did everything in their power to keep you blind, lost and disconnected from your true identity. They fed you lies, placed obstacles in your path, and orchestrated circumstances to break you. But despite all their efforts, something inside you refused to stay asleep. There was always a voice, quiet at times, but persistent, whispering that you were meant for more. That voice wasn't just your imagination. It was the call of your true self, the echo of your divine identity. And now, as the illusion starts to crumble, you are finally beginning to remember who you truly are. You are not small. You are not weak. You are not forgotten. You are chosen. You are divinely crafted, set apart from the beginning of time, carrying a light within you that darkness has always feared. The trials you have faced were never meant to destroy you. They were meant to shape you, to refine you, to prepare you for the calling on your life. You were never ordinary. You were never meant to live in mediocrity, to blend into the background, to accept a life that does not align with the greatness that has been placed inside you. Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart. Jeremiah 1-5. Do you understand what that means? Long before you took your first breath, your destiny was already established. God saw you. He knew exactly what you were meant to do, exactly what you were meant to become. And because of that, the enemy launched a war against you. He couldn't destroy you, so he tried to make you destroy yourself. He couldn't take away your power, so he tried to convince you that you never had any. He couldn't erase your purpose, so he tried to drown you in distractions, pain, and doubt, hoping you would walk away from it on your own. But now, you are awakening. You are starting to see that your struggles were not proof of your weakness, but of your strength. The more resistance you faced, the greater your purpose must be. They wouldn't have fought this hard to keep you down if you weren't destined to rise. You are the light of the world. A city set on a hill cannot be hidden. Matthew 5:14. You were never meant to stay hidden. You were never meant to shrink yourself to fit into a world that was never designed to support your greatness. You are here to be a beacon, to shine so brightly that others trapped in darkness will begin to find their own way out. But for that to happen, you must fully step into your identity. What does that mean? It means you must reject every lie that was ever spoken over you, every voice that told you that you were unworthy, incapable, or not enough, every past failure that made you believe you weren't meant for more, every limitation placed on you by the world, by family, by your own fears. You must let it all go. You are not who they said you were. You are not bound by the mistakes of your past. You are not defined by the opinions of those who never saw your worth. You are exactly who God says you are: powerful, resilient, filled with purpose. The moment you accept that truth, everything changes. No weapon formed against you shall prosper, and every tongue that rises against you in judgment shall be condemned. Isaiah 54:17. You were never meant to be defeated. Every battle, every hardship, Every betrayal at all served a greater purpose. It was never about breaking you. It was about building you into someone unstoppable. Someone who could walk through fire and come out refined. Someone who could withstand storms and remain unshaken. Someone who is ready to claim their destiny. Because here's the truth they never wanted you to discover. You are a warrior. You are a force. You are not here to merely exist. You are here to lead, to inspire, to shift the atmosphere around you. You are here to take back everything that was stolen, to reclaim your inheritance, to step into the life that was always meant for you. The Spirit of the Lord is upon me, because He has anointed me to proclaim good news to the poor. He has sent me to proclaim freedom for the captives and recovery of sight for the blind. To set the oppressed free. Luke 4:18, this is your mission. To break free so that others may follow. To arise so that others may find their strength. To awaken so that others may remember who they are. You are not just an individual. You are part of something much greater, a divine movement. A chosen generation. A force that cannot be stopped. So now, you must decide, will you continue living as the person they tried to make you believe you were? Or will you rise up and walk in the truth of who you have always been? The battle was never about keeping you down. It was about keeping you from realizing your power. But now that you know the truth, there is only one thing left to do. It's time to rise. For generations, they operated in the shadows, controlling, deceiving, manipulating, always working behind the scenes to ensure you never saw the full picture. But something is happening now. The illusion is breaking. The systems they built to keep you trapped are starting to crumble. The deception that kept you blind is being exposed for what it truly is. And they are losing power because you are waking up. For nothing is hidden that will not be made manifest, nor is anything secret that will not be known and come to light. Luke 8:17, everything they built was designed to keep you in a state of fear, dependency, and confusion. They needed you to believe that you were small so they could remain in control. They needed you to doubt yourself so that you would never question their authority. They fed you false narratives, kept you distracted with endless cycles of struggle, and made sure you were too exhausted to even think about seeking the truth. But here's what they never expected: the truth always has a way of revealing itself. And now, their biggest fear has come to pass. The chosen ones are seeing through the lies. The same systems that once held power over you are now being questioned. The institutions that once dictated reality are losing credibility. The deception that enslaved millions is beginning to be exposed. What once seemed unshakable is now on the verge of collapse. And they know it. That's why they are scrambling. That's why they are becoming more aggressive, more desperate, more blatant in their attacks, because they know they are running out of time. Woe to those who call evil good and good evil, who put darkness for light and light for darkness, who put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. Isaiah 5:20. For so long, they twisted truth into lies and convinced the world to accept it. They called oppression protection. They called deception education. They called enslavement freedom. They built an empire on falsehoods. And now that the foundation is crumbling, they have nothing left to stand on. Look around. The signs are everywhere. Their financial systems are unstable. Their governments are losing control. The institutions that once carried authority are now being exposed for corruption. The entertainment and media industries, once used to control minds and dictate reality, are losing their grip. The people are no longer asleep. The veil has been lifted, and now they fear what comes next, because the moment the masses realize they have been lied to, manipulated, and controlled, their entire empire falls apart. Therefore, this is what the Sovereign Lord says: I will execute judgment against those who have oppressed my people. I will repay them for what they have done. Ezekiel 25:17. They cannot stop what is coming. They cannot reverse the awakening. No amount of censorship, no amount of suppression, No amount of fear-mongering can stop the chosen ones from stepping into their power. The time of exposure has arrived. The darkness that operated in secret is now being brought into the light. And when the truth is revealed, those who built their thrones on deception will be left with nothing. This is why you were attacked so heavily, because they knew this moment would come. They knew that if you ever broke free, if you ever remembered who you were, you would become unstoppable. They didn't want you to realize your strength, your authority, your divine calling, because they knew that once you did, you would be the very force that dismantles their power. You shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. John 8:32. Now you are seeing, and now they are falling. Their time is up. The system that once ruled over you is losing its grip. The ones who tried to suppress your destiny are now watching as the tables turn. Everything they stole is being returned. Everything they built on lies is collapsing. Everything they did to keep you blind is now backfiring. Because this is the era of revelation. What once seemed like an unbreakable stronghold is nothing more than an illusion. What once seemed impossible to fight against is now trembling under the weight of truth. The chosen ones are stepping into their rightful place, reclaiming the inheritance that was always meant for them. And no power on earth can stop what has already been set in motion. They begged that this message never reach you, because they knew the moment you heard it, they would start losing everything. But it's too late now. You see the truth, and once you see, you can never be blind again. Now that you see the truth, you have a responsibility to protect it. This awakening is not just a moment, it is a process, a battle, a lifelong journey. The enemy is not going to accept defeat easily. Those who built their power on deception will not give up without a fight. They know they have already lost, but they will do everything in their power to pull you back into darkness, to make you doubt, to make you forget, to lull you back to sleep. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary the devil walks about like a roaring lion, seeking whom he may devour. 1 Peter 5-8. This is not the time to get comfortable. This is not the time to relax and assume the battle is over. They are still watching, still plotting, still waiting for an opportunity to reclaim control over your mind, your spirit, your destiny. And if you are not careful, if you are not rooted in truth, they will succeed in pulling you back into the very chains you just broke free from. They will use distraction. They will flood your life with noise, with entertainment, with endless cycles of fear and chaos, because they know if they can keep your mind occupied with the world, you will lose focus on your purpose. They will use doubt. They will whisper lies, make you question everything you've learned, make you second-guess the truth that was revealed to you. They will send people into your life to mock you, to call you crazy, to pressure you into returning to the way things were. They will use exhaustion. They will make the road seem long and lonely, make you feel like you are fighting a battle that cannot be won. They will try to drain you, wear you down, make you think it's easier to just give up and go back to being blind. But you must not fall. You must not waver. You must not allow yourself to be pulled back into the deception. Let no one deceive you with empty words, for because of such things God's wrath comes on those who are disobedient. Therefore do not be partners with them. Ephesians 5-6-7. You are not the same person you once were. You have seen too much, learned too much, grown too much. Going back is no longer an option. You have a calling, a purpose, a destiny that cannot be fulfilled if you allow yourself to fall back into sleep. The enemy knows this. That is why the attacks are increasing. That is why the spiritual warfare is intensifying. Because now you are dangerous. Now you are a threat. Now you are stepping into the fullness of who you were always meant to be. And that terrifies them. Put on the full armor of God, so that you can take your stand against the devil's schemes. Ephesians 6:11. This is your protection. Stay grounded in truth. Stay connected to your purpose. Stay vigilant. The world will try to distract you. People will try to discourage you. Your own mind will try to convince you that this path is too difficult. But you must remember you were chosen for a reason. You were given this revelation because you are meant to carry it, to walk in it, to use it to set others free. Do not go back to sleep. Do not let the enemy reclaim the territory that you have fought so hard to win. Stand firm. Keep moving forward. Keep breaking chains. Keep shining your light. Because once you awaken, your job is not to return to the dream. Your job is to wake others up. Now that you know the truth, what will you do with it? Awakening is not the end of the journey, it is the beginning. You were not just chosen to see, you were chosen to act. You were not just called to wake up, you were called to rise. The knowledge you have gained is not meant to stay hidden inside you. It is meant to be lived, to be shared, to be used as a weapon against the darkness that once held you captive. For the creation waits in eager expectation for the children of God to be revealed. Romans 8:19. The world is waiting for you to step into your power. There are people who need your voice, people who need your strength, people who are trapped in the same chains you once wore and are searching for a way out. You are the evidence that freedom is possible. You are the living proof that the enemy does not win. But in order to fulfill your purpose, you must move. Enough waiting, enough second-guessing, enough wondering if you are ready. You are ready. Every battle you have fought, every hardship you have endured, every deception you have overcome, it has all been preparing you for this moment. This is not the time to shrink back. This is the time to step forward, to take your rightful place, to claim everything that was always meant for you. The kingdom of heaven suffers violence, and the violent take it by force. Matthew 11:12. It will not be given to you easily. You will have to fight for it. You will have to walk through doors that the enemy tried to lock. You will have to push past fear, past doubt, past every voice that tells you to stay small. But if you keep moving forward, nothing will be able to stop you. So what does this look like? It means speaking your truth boldly, even when others don't understand. It means protecting your energy, surrounding yourself with those who uplift and strengthen you. It means breaking free from toxic patterns, leaving behind anything that keeps you from your divine calling. It means stepping into leadership, using your gifts, walking in faith even when the path isn't clear. It means claiming your inheritance, refusing to live in lack, rejecting the false limitations placed on you. You did not receive the spirit of slavery to fall back into fear, but you have received the spirit of adoption as sons and daughters, by whom we cry, Abba, Father. Romans 8:15. You were never meant to be a slave to fear. You were never meant to live in doubt, to question your worth, to beg for permission to take what is already yours. You are a child of the Most High. You are royalty. You have authority, and it is time to walk in it. The enemy hoped you would stay passive. He hoped you would settle for just knowing the truth without ever acting on it. But that is not who you are. You are not here to sit on the sidelines. You are not here to live in hesitation. You are here to build, to lead, to transform, to break barriers, to claim victory not just for yourself, but for everyone connected to you. Arise, shine, for your light has come, and the glory of the Lord rises upon you. Isaiah 60:1. This is the moment you have been waiting for. This is the moment you step into your destiny. This is the moment you choose to walk in your power. No more fear, no more doubt, no more hesitation. You were chosen. You were called. Now it's time to move. This is it, the moment you have been preparing for. The moment everything in your life has been leading up to. Every trial, every struggle, every moment of doubt, every battle you fought in the dark, it was all preparing you for this awakening. You were never meant to live in confusion. You were never meant to stay in bondage. You were never meant to be powerless. You were meant to rise. Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart. Jeremiah 1-5. This is not a coincidence. You are not here by accident. You are not hearing this message by chance. This is divine timing. The awakening happening inside you right now is part of something far greater than you can even imagine. The old ways are collapsing. The false powers are crumbling. The enemy is losing ground, and the chosen ones, you are stepping into position. You were born for such a time as this. You were placed in this moment of history for a reason. Now is your time to act. The enemy begged that this message never reach you. But here you are. You have seen the truth. You know who you are. And once you see, you can never go back. You can never unsee the deception. You can never forget your power. You can never return to being the person you once were. Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Romans 12:2. You have been transformed. You are no longer asleep. You are no longer bound by the illusions that once controlled you. And because of that, the enemy fears you. The world may not understand you. People may doubt you. You may even feel alone at times, but you are never alone. God's hand is on you. His Spirit is within you. His favor surrounds you, and nothing can stop what He has set in motion in your life. This is your confirmation. You were meant to hear this. You were meant to wake up. You were meant to step into your power. Now, the only question is, will you answer the call? Will you walk boldly in your destiny? Will you take hold of everything that is already yours? This is your moment. Do not let it pass you by. If this message resonated with you, if you feel this truth in your spirit, let it be known. Comment 777 below as a declaration that you are stepping into your power, that you are claiming your inheritance, that you are ready to walk in your divine calling. And if you haven't already, make sure you like this video and subscribe, because this is only the beginning. You are chosen. You are powerful. You are unstoppable. And your time is now.